evening, and welcome to another BSTV broadcast. You are lucky enough to have joined us for GTCC. This is round 11, it's the penultimate round of season 2, and we are at Sebring International Raceway, a favourite for all drivers pretty much. I don't know anybody that dislikes it, to be honest. It's very, very flat, it has to be said, but that doesn't take away from the racing that we're going to get tonight with these GTE cars. I'm Pete Bingham, and in the booth with me this evening is Clyde Whiting. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, everybody.
And as mentioned, Sam is on the cameras. Good evening, Sam. Awesome. And Silent Sam says good evening. Evening to Brian Stalker on the chat. Why aren't you in this league racing? Never mind. We've got quite a field tonight. I think we've got 21 drivers, unless my maths is all to pot. And some of our key ones are in here tonight. We are one key driver missing, but we'll come to that shortly. For those that are new to the series, these are GTE cars. We have the Ford. There is just one of them in here tonight. We have the Corvette, which is on your screen right now. There's the Ford overtaking the Corvette. We have the Porsche, and we also have the BMW, which is the BMW bus. All aboard, because you can get about 50 people in Jamie Wilson's BMW there. 6 wide sat at the back. There are a whole load of seatbelts in that car. You can get roughly an entire regiment's worth of food inside it as well, can't you, Clyde?
Yeah, she is a big beast. But I'm told that the latest iRacing update has made it competitive again. And I think the GTE drivers are actually liking the new changes to all of the cars, which has made them a bit more even.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight. As usual, the Porsche is the car of choice. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. So that's more than, well, that is 50% of the field, to be fair. This league is split into Pro and Am, for anybody that's viewing that's never seen this before. Pro cars have the green wing end plates, banners across the windscreen, and number plates on the side and on the bonnet. They also have the word Pro written on the back, just in case you get really confused. Am cars have everything that I've just mentioned, but in orange. And have AM stamped on the sides and the back as a warning to all drivers that they're probably going to kill you. The only thing that's going for them at the moment is that I'm not in this series, so less chances of people being wiped out. One thing from this series is that the paint jobs on the cars are seriously impressive. We are at a sim time. Is that 9:30 in the morning, Clyde?
It is, yes.
Yeah, right, okay. Just checking, because sometimes Sebring goes into night racing. It's got very famous night races, to be honest. And yeah, let's talk through the pro standings first, which is a bit tasty. So Paul Burgess and Ty Simons are at the top. Paul Burgess is 1 point ahead of Ty Simons at this point in this series. And then our absentee is third. On 2,151 points, which is 150, we'll call it 250 points behind Ty Simons. Then we've got Abdul Al-Amri in fourth. There he is in his Porsche. That's one of my favourite colour schemes. Very, very tasteful, that one. Hopefully we've got his inset camera so that we can abuse him later on. No, we don't have his inset camera. Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, fifth is Marcus Blitz, and he's on 1,920. So he is 32 points behind. No, 42 points behind. No, 32 points behind. Abdul. So lots to fight for at the top, but with no Chris Clyde, it means that Tyson Paul Burgess can make a runaway effort with this, right?
Yeah, it's that Tice was running away with it, wasn't he? That he's missed a couple of rounds. So yeah, there's only those two drivers really in it for the Pro Championship. Don't know where Chris is. not had any messages to say that he wasn't racing, but you never know. I think he was a bit too far behind, to be honest, to really make a dent, even if the top two had a bit of a bad race.
Yeah, these two at the top here, they epitomise two different ways that you can get to the top. One is win every race or don't turn up, which is the Ty Simons method of getting to the top. And then the Paul Burgess is make sure you finish and finish in the points, because that's how he's got to where he is as well. Other things to note, Send Cullen, I've not seen him in any of our broadcasts for quite a long time. He's turned up tonight to throw it at somebody. His iRating's increased since the last time I checked as well, Clyde. If you look.
Yeah, he must be doing some easy races somewhere.
Yeah. He must be, doing those ones with the special people. So we'll move on to the AM standings while these guys do the rest of their 30 minutes of qualifying, which they are 12 minutes into at the moment. So your leader is this man on screen, Callum Mooney, in the AM class. He's on 1,738 points. Second in class and 50 points behind, 60 points behind, something like that, on 1,675 is Stefan Goebel. Is Stefan here?
No.
Excellent. So that one's wide open now. Marcel Kempenaar, though, is on 1,620. So in theory, he's still got a shot with 2 races to go. Is Marcel here? Excellent. Then we've got Barry van Engelenhoven. Please tell me Barry's here.
Nope.
No. And then Baz Sluter. No. I can't see him anyway. So basically, as long as Callum Mooney doesn't die and his car doesn't spontaneously combust, I think he's going to stretch his lead to an insurmountable margin, Clyde, don't you?
Yeah, although I hate doing it, I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Yes, that's probably a first ever, is it?
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. So, the racing's still going to be pretty hot, because further back, Yaz Not Yaz is here, so he's in 7th overall. Colin McAllister is here, he's in 6th overall. Who else is here that's worth a call out in AM? Well, all of them, really. Matt Snook is here, Anthony Jacobson is here, and Jamie Jeffrey is here. I've not seen Jamie for a while either. I did mention Carl, did I? Oh well. So the Pie Man's here as well, but he's a bit further down. That's probably why I didn't get his name. So yeah, we're gonna have some decent racing. Sebring's always a favoured track, isn't it, Clyde? It's got a good flow to it. Lots of endurance races are held here, and it's just a good place for overtaking, isn't it?
It's definitely one of my favourite tracks. It's got a bit of everything, hasn't it? From the bumps in the last turn, and turn 1 can be difficult. You've got straights, you've got chicanes, you've got twisty bits. It's an absolutely fantastic track, especially for any form of GT race.
Yeah, definitely. It suits GTs. IndyCar come here, don't they? In real world, I think. I don't know now. Maybe I'm lying. Anyway, let's try and do an on-board, shall we, Sam, with someone who's likely to finish a lap. Martin Verschluven is the choice. This is in the Ford, the only Ford in the field. So this is a bit of a special one. He's trying to heat his tyres or do a little wiggle. So tuck it in here to turn 1.
Many lines into there.
Huge amount, yeah. Fantastic. This is... Oh, he's pulled it up. Oh, well, that's never going to work.
Again, haven't you?
I can hex any one of these. Gary Craig, come on, Gary. You can do us proud here.
Turn 1, I always like to tuck it in tight, but I think the preferred line is a bit more of a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite close to that inside wall. There is a cone up in the air attached to the fence he uses as a turning point, believe it or not. So this is turn 2. Then we go around turns that are not accounted for, and then this next one here, this long right-hander, he's got a bag full of wheel spin coming out of there. This is Gurney Bend, which goes on for quite a while before you get onto this straight. And then you've got the hairpin turn, which is the chicane and slight hairpin, half a hairpin, that you took into here. Second gear normally, first in this car. And then gun it. This car's a funny car. As soon as your lights go red, gear up. And the horsepower of the car pulls you down the track. That was something that Gary informed me of. We've just been through Fangio, and now we're into Cunningham. This one, he's got a bit of understeer there, and then we go around Collier, and then eventually we'll come to this one, Tower, that I can never ever get right. It dips down as you get into it there, and disturbs the car, and either punts me off either left or right. But as they'll probably tell you, that could be any turn. Through Flying Fortress straight here and into Bishop, and then we're into the S's down here. Sweep through these, and then you're at Le Mans Curve, another one where getting the right line is critical, because this Ullman straight with the old pit, or the alternative pit, is massive, isn't it, Clyde? And the toe down here is a race-defining toe.
Yeah, and then we're into the next turn with multiple different lines on the track into Sunset.
And getting yourself into the pits here is a bit of a challenge to scrub that speed off, to be honest, especially if you're bouncing over the bumps.
Well, Sunset is one of those turns, isn't it, in motor racing, that there's multiple ways to get it right and multiple ways it can kill you.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've been binned on that corner a number of times, and if you go in next to somebody else, you've got to be absolutely committed to your own line for a start, and have all the faith that that other person is on a different line to you, or where their line's going to end isn't exactly where yours is, and it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, to me, it's just one of those corners that, the track can spit you off left or right. Just depends on where you get it wrong. But I've crashed on both sides of the track.
Yeah, I think everybody has. I mean, you come to this track, that was a lot of curb. Love this curb cam, by the way, absolutely fantastic. It's. I think everybody can vouch for the fact that they've all been off on both sides of the track at a number of places around this one. Even hairpin turn, that's brutal. The amount of people you see going straight on or spinning it into there, especially with the rear wheel monsters like GTEs, they're only partially assisted in their driving, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the biggest trouble we'll have with hairpin turn will be people diving up the inside and overcooking it, or diving up the inside and getting it right, and the car on the outside still tries to turn in. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. There's me forgetting that Adam Watson no longer drives for forgotten who the hell they're called now.
Paceworks.
Thanks, cheers, Paceworks. Which brings me on to team standings. So, asymmetric. They are your leaders at the moment. They've got 4,372. I don't know what Wobbly's laughing at, probably himself. VTS Red are in second place. That is a great standing for them.
I think he just found a mirror.
That's a gun, I like it. They're on 3,658 points. Paceworks Esports, which is Yochum. Is that how you say that, Sam? Yochum? Are we going with that? Yochum?
Why are you asking me?
Just you called him Wakim last time.
Who did?
Ask Wobbly, not me.
Yeah, that's true. He's not here though. So Paceworks Esports are on 3,322, so they can get to second. They're never going to get to first because they're 1,000 points behind. Wobbly's giggling again at something. BSTV Esports Yellow are in fourth place. Adam Wright. They're on 3,210 points, so they're only 100 away from third. So they could even get to second place with two races to go. And then rounding out the top five are Dutchies Esports Charlie, which is Martijn Verschluven's racing team. That's the Charlie team. There is a Bravo team. There's also an Alpha team, and they are 5th, 6th, and 7th in the standings at the moment. BSTV Esports Green are in 8th.
Yeah, don't forget we have got a couple of new drivers and a new team tonight. BSTV Esports Pink, which is Wobbly Kneecaps and Gary Craig.
I think they both downloaded green paint, but we'll record them as pink.
They were supposed to be in pink.
Yes. I don't think they got the BSTV memo.
And Wobbly's doing actually quite well, isn't he? He's up there in 4th in Pro.
Yeah, plenty of time for that to go wrong. He is annoyingly quick in cars, isn't he?
Yeah, but he crashes a lot.
He does, yeah. I've never noticed until recently that on the front of that Corvette is a sticky up thing, and I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks pretty evil. And if you caught your finger on it, it'd hurt. It's right on the nose of the car. When it goes to the side, you'll see what I mean. But we'll find out what that is at some point in the future. It's probably an aero thing or some sort of transmitter. As he goes through the S's here and into Le Mans corner.
They actually look like some sort of pitot probes.
Yeah. I do like what the Paceworks boys do with their paint schemes.
Or a gun.
Or a gun, yeah. It's a James Bond Corvette. I could do with some oil slicks coming out the back of my car. So we are still about 8 minutes away from the end of this qualifying session. It's been a topsy-turvy league so far this season, and we are now freshly back from a summer break. So if you're wondering where we were, that's what we were doing. We were all getting a tan. So Brian Stalker said he was tempted, but he focused on the GT4 TCR League instead. Fair enough. And Martin Verschluven is saying hello in the chat, so that's good. Anybody else wants to join in the chat, please do so. Are we going to have some sort of poll today? Sam, what could our poll be?
Will Wobbly finish the race?
That's a good one, right? Let's have that.
That is a good one, a popular one. Let's go.
Yeah, will Wobbly actually finish at the same time as he's supposed to?
Matt Snook has got hardware issues.
Oh, that's a shame. He has put a time in the qualifying session. And he's still faster than others, but if he's having hardware problems, that's no fun. For him or the other racers, sometimes those hardware issues can be that you disappear completely, or you end up wiping people out because your steering wheel resets itself or whatever, so better to be careful.
Excuses of which Pete has used all of them.
Run out now, yeah, I need to buy a new book.
What's Callum doing?
He was off track a few times then. Very un-Callum-like, if you ask me. He's another steady finisher. He gets to the end each time.
There you go. Bottle should be up in a few seconds now.
Right, where's the no button? Oh dear. Yeah, I made the good choice on the selector there. So feel free to prove to Wobbly what the what the confidence level is in his driving. Somebody actually voted yes. Who's that?
Probably Wobbly.
Yeah, probably is. David Ayres says the poll should be, can Euclid last the entire race length without cake?
That's obviously a no.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, there's more chance for Wobbly to finish the race than Clyde not eating cake.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just some top-ups on information for everybody watching. Every 20 incidents, there will be a penalty dished out to the driver that does so. What constitutes an incident? Well, exactly what Martin Verschluven is doing at the minute. That's classed as an off-track. If he'd hit the tyres, that would have been a contact with the furniture. And he would have also... No, would he got 2? I can't remember. I think you only get 1 still. If he'd spun it and gone through over 90 degrees with the rotation, he would have got a loss of control, and he would have got himself 2 X's for that. If he'd hit another car, he'd have got 4 incident points. If he had just brushed the wall, he'd get 0, which doesn't really count, but it does invalidate your qualifying lap. But there is no DQ limit, so you can get as many as you like, as long as you don't mind driving through the pit lane several times and serving penalties all the time. These guys get 1 fast repair as well. So if they do manage to mash it into a wall or into each other, they get 1 free repair or fast repair to get them back running again. However, if they are incident prone, like as I am, 1 is not nearly enough. And therefore they will have to sit in the pit lane and endure all of their repairs. Nice bit of slow-mo there for Marcus Bletz, showing the Sabine message, which is a very nice touch on their cars. We mentioned it last time. Currently the track temperature is 29 degrees. That's pretty cool for Sebring, really. It's been a lot hotter than that when I've raced there previously. And with less than 2 minutes to go, Clyde, do you want to run through where our provisional top 5 are?
Yeah, I'll have a go. So in the pro class, sitting in provisional pole is Tice Simons for Paceworks Esports. In second, we have privateer Adam Watson. In fourth is Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Esports Pink. And in fifth, we have Joachim van Zulen for Paceworks Esports Holland. Into your AM class, top of the pile at the moment is Callum Mooney for AM Sim Metric. In second is Yaz Not Yaz for AM Symmetric. In third, we have Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result. In fourth is Anthony Jacobson for Result Clothing. And fifth, but looking likely to be unable to race, is Matt Snook for Team Black Diamond.
So, anybody on a lap that is decent will be able to finish, obviously. This one doesn't cut off. They will be able to finish any of their final qualifying laps. Looks like we've got just one person who didn't really understand the question on the poll. Or as Clyde said, it's Wobbly that's commented there.
Yeah, just for the viewers at home, it's a 90-minute race. The cars are fuel limited, so there will be a forced pit stop. I have absolutely no idea on the pit strategy, but Sebring in other cars does lend itself to the early pit and the undercut, Pete.
Yeah, and it always has done as well. We didn't need Marco Nemela to tell us that one, did we? Because it's such a high-speed circuit, I think you do benefit massively from undercutting the other cars. It's been proven in a number of leagues as well, and no different tonight. Let's see who's willing to gamble the earliest and see if anybody's going to take on a longer stint. Like you said, they are fuel limited. It's 65% fuel, and I think that's 2 pit stops, is it? I don't really know, to be honest.
I don't know whether it'll be a saving one or I honestly have no idea. I've got not a lot of experience in these cars, and nobody tends to give us any information in this series, do they?
No, they're a bit tight-lipped, to be honest.
Yeah.
Session is checkered. Tice Simon is desperately trying to protect his provisional pole. But if he'd checked his relative, he'd have seen that none of the other cars anywhere near him are actually on track. The only other ones are AAA, Yaz Not Yaz, and Jamie Wilson.
Yeah, evening to Marcus Bletz on the chat there. who's also driving, and said, if you want flashy lights, just give him a shout.
Yeah, I won't be
I know
shouting.
that's your favourite.
Can't stand it.
I think used in the right way, it's fine.
Yes. Yeah, if you're either saying thanks as you're passing someone, or you are letting someone know that you are about to absolutely destroy their race, then fair enough. But the constant intimidation ones, I really don't get on board with. I find it distracting and therefore cheating. Good job I've not got a strong opinion, isn't it?
Well, you're not a very opinionated person, are you, Pete?
Not at all, no.
On the real world on open roads, when someone flashes me, like on the road, basically, I just tend to slow down and block them as much as I can. So it would be great to see that on track. Exactly the same thing.
Well, I have this mental reaction when people flash me on the road. It makes my middle finger stick up and I can't control it.
That's funny. Yeah, I also choose the childish route of blocking, Sam, so you're not alone.
It's you slow down.
Yeah.
Just keeping it safe,
Yeah. I also warm my tyres a little bit while it's happening as well. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I did have a good one a few weeks ago where I come out of work onto a bit of dual carriageway. It goes into single, and it's supposed to work like a zip, but people get annoyed. And there was a woman on my left-hand side. I was in the right-hand lane, and she wouldn't let me in. It was nice and hot. All the windows were open on my car and hers, so I just looked across at her, made a gun with my fingers and shot her. And when we got onto the single carriageway, she stayed about 500 yards behind me.
That's brilliant. I'm going to have to try that one. That's class.
You're a moron, Clyde.
Yeah. Send on the chat says, Mr. Fairplay Bingham. Yep, you're not wrong there. Okay, I'll do the Pro class for a reason that shall remain my own secret. And if you do the AM. So we're on... I do everything, do I?
Pro-Am. There's no Pro-Am. That's 1, 2, 3. Never mind if they're Pro or Am. You can mention that.
This is true, yeah, because they're all gridded together. All right, exactly. I'll do the whole lot. That's fine. So, your pole man tonight, while they get their formation lap together, or their rolling start together, is Ty Simons for Baseworks Esport on a 154.6. Adam Watson goes off second. Paul Burgess for Asymmetric goes off third. Wobbly goes off fourth. Don't know how he managed that even for BSTB Esports Pink. Joachim van Zuylen off fifth for Baseworks Esports Holland. Adam Wright goes off sixth for BSTV Yellow. Abdul Alamri AAA for Asymmetric goes off seventh, with Jonathan Foot for Baseworks Esports off eighth. Ninth is Martijn Verschluven for Dutch's Esports Alpha, and Callum Mooney off 10th for AM Symmetric, the first of your AM class drivers tonight. That's a pretty good result, that, to be fair. Marcus Bletz off 11th for VTS Red. Gary Craig off 12th for BSTV Esports Pink, Wobbly's teammate. I'm on the stream, so I'm going to have to wait for it to update for a few seconds. Where am I now? Yaz Not Yaz in 13th for Amsymmetric. Jamie Wilson off 14th for Team Chimera. Carl Hardy, who in the chat says if the first 14 cars can wreck themselves, that'd be great for him. For Safeguard by Result, goes off 15th as they pull away under the control of the pace car for now. Marco Loert in 16th for VTS Red. 17th will be Anthony Jacobson for Result Clothing. Matt Snook, we don't think is starting. He's not rejoined the server, so that position will remain vacant. Jamie Jeffrey will go off 19th for CCR. Colin McAllister off 20th for Team Black Diamond. And Sand Cullen will go off last because I don't think he qualified, as he normally doesn't. So, Clyde, are we expecting a pile-up somewhere? There's a few in here that don't like to give up, right? So there is a chance.
You've got to say the first opportunity for things to go wrong is hairpin turn.
Well, I've found that the last 3 times that I've driven this track, I think it's 3, you know, the very tight S's at turn 2, that has been a massive bottleneck in the last few races I've done there. And that was in GTE as well. So I think there's multiple places on lap 1 that this could go slightly west of where they want it to.
And obviously cold tyres into sunset.
Oh yeah, definitely. When it starts to bounce and your tyres are solid rock. Does look like Sen Cullen is stalking prey at the moment. He's hanging back as if he knows something everybody else doesn't. Nice way out in front of the rest of them at the moment as they go 2 by 2 through the S's here. Oh no, they're not at the S's yet, are they? We're approaching Tower. Do you like Adam Watson's paint job? I think that's very stylish with the grey at the bottom and the colours on the top. So, into the S's we go here. Wobbly leaving quite a gap between himself and Adam Watson at the moment. No doubt he'll close that up now that they're on Ullman Straight. And we are about to have 90 minutes worth of GTE action launch.
What pointless tyre weaving going on.
Yeah, love it. I like it when you're in officials and they that causes them to crash.
Yes.
I find it very funny.
That's
very
why
funny.
I always do it in officials, just to make other people do it and crash.
Yeah. So you'll see the pace car do a very erratic right turn in a second, or maybe you won't because they've given him plenty of room. And at some point he's gone. He's gone. That was early, even for Ty Simons. They are green. Look at that for a mob of soon-to-be second-hand carbon fibre and metal. Oh, 3 into 1 doesn't normally
going around the
go.
outside.
He is as well.
But he's made it stick.
He's done it. Overtake of the series, that one possibly.
Brave on cold tyres.
Extremely brave on cold tire. Oh, that's Callum gone round. And
Jamie Wilson involved in that as well.
Yeah,
Here we come, first time to hairpin turn.
Yeah, Jamie looked like a complete passenger and a victim of that. So over the curb can we go? Oh, that's wide, and so is that from Martine. Oh, not as wide as that though. I think that might have been.
Was that Carl Hardy?
No, it was. Oh,
Must have been Carl or Anthony.
I think it was Anthony.
I say he was so wide he had to pay to get back in.
Right, so here's Jonathan Foote going round on his own.
Oh,
So only blushes. Oh no! Nudge the wall there. So also
Carl, he tried to turn in. There was already a car there.
It was Carl. The thing that threw me off was he doesn't have green wheels.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't Anthony at all. That's Callum.
Callum.
Is that a second incident for Callum? This looks like his first one.
Quite see what made him go round then, whether it was on his own. I don't know if we can see that from overhead, Sam.
Yeah, I don't know that there isn't netcode involved. Not that that exists, of course. No, there is netcode involved,
There
but I
is,
think it would have happened anyway.
Yeah,
And I think that was Gary.
I think it was.
Right, so these two are still going at it. This is first place, obviously. This is Tyson Adam, one-time teammate. So they will know each other very well, and they'll know each other's driving styles and what they can get away with, so that might go on for a while. Adam's possibly doing the whole field of fate. Oh, hang on, he's going to do him here, I think. He's got the optimal line into hairpin turn. They're still side by side, though.
Yeah, it goes. It's going to kink.
Going to go into
the right-hand turn at the end, which puts Ice in pole position.
Unless Adam can stay side by side with him through here, that's Cunningham. He's not able to. He's had to drop in. Lots of door-to-door racing already at the start of this one. Jonathan Foote on the inside of Callum there. Or is that Callum round the outside? It's hard to tell at the moment. I doubt that Callum's got any damage because it was such a slow spin and he didn't seem to make contact with Jamie at all. Wobbly now. Oh, right. We've got the change for the lead and a slowdown for Tice.
Yeah.
And those slowdowns there are brutal. He's going to be letting, I think, at least 3 cars, if not more, past. Whoa, that's Paul Burgess getting a right bag full of Tice Simons. And Martijn Verschluven in this Ford, back in the mix now. So side by side again, Paul Burgess and Tice Simons. That's shallow in there from Paul Burgess. That's optimistic, but he's making it work. Oh, that's a wide Porsche there. Who is that? Adam. It's Adam Wright. So lost a bit of momentum there.
Looks to me that the vet has got the legs on the Porsche.
Yeah, which didn't used to be the case. So I think those changes have definitely balanced them up. Max is very good launching out of corners, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got Adam Wright in front of him at the moment.
And don't forget, boys, this is a battle for the lead of the championship between Tice and Paul.
Yes. So this 3 wide here.
Yeah,
oh,
that
there goes
was
mine.
going to happen.
Oh, dear.
Well, it could have been a lot worse.
It really could. He pitched right up in the air, which is strange physics. I don't think that would have happened in the real world, but... who's that?
Ooh,
is that Wobbly?
Tice? That's Gary.
Oh, it's Gary. That's Gary. Was he helped off at Tower, or did he just lose it under braking? Oh, he tried to get out of the way of Paul Burgess, is what happened. Paul obviously braking a little earlier than Gary was intending to. Meanwhile, at the back, this is Jamie Jeffrey and Carl Hardy going at it. With Jonathan Foote. He's boxed in now, isn't he? He's not going anywhere. Even if he had a faster car, he's done for. Ooh, God. That scared the hell out of me.
Just a car's width, though, wasn't there?
That was unreal. If his spotter had said clear, I'd be amazed. That's just unreal. I think he scared Carl Hardy out of the way. So lots of cars on recovery drives now, Clyde.
Yeah. So Tice is down in 6th. But still 1 position ahead of his championship protagonist.
This is Tice putting a car between him and his protagonist.
He's not going to go around the outside at the hairpin.
No, not. Ooh, don't know.
Oh, he got a hell of a launch, though, didn't
That's
he?
what I mean. He's awesome, like coming out of corners. That seems to be where he gets all his speed from.
Yeah, and he's got it done. And defended it.
Yeah, takes a defensive line into Cunningham. Yaz not Yaz. Still on the track, but maybe just lucky to be there. Yep, bit of gardening, trim the verge, sort the flower beds out, and then back on the track. So this is Yochum chasing down Wobbly. How Wobbly's in second, I have no idea. And then Adam Watson currently leading the race. Is your race leader 1, 2, 3, and 4 pretty much all in the same shot there. And that's Triple A there in 4th place. Yaz, yeah, doing a bit more verge treatment there, Clyde.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. Did he get a? Possibly not. I just wondered if he had a slowdown there.
He's giving himself a slowdown here. He's going sideways around Sunset. He's finding that quite a handful, isn't he?
He certainly is.
I remember he was so kind to me the last time I crashed when he was on the broadcast. I'll have to repay the favour at some point tonight. So this race is all about the AM class.
Yeah, well, obviously that mistake or net code, whatever you want to call it, from Callum has given Anthony Jacobson quite a handy lead in the AM class.
Yeah, he's got a hatful of cars between him and Callum. This is Gary Craig trying to do the outside manoeuvre like Tice, and he's going to make this work, potentially. He's got a good look. Ooh, Jonathan didn't know. Jonathan got bogged down in that one. Gary didn't make the pass work there. Couldn't affect the pass properly. So he's going to have another go into Cunningham here, and he's good on the brakes. Or about the overrun if he's got the line through the next corners, but has he got it into Tower? Probably not. Having a good ding-dong battle here with Anthony Jacobson. Then,
Wobbly had a slow
hang
down.
on. Ah, right, I was going to say, that's not the car order that I remember.
It's dropped him down to 4th.
Yeah. And Gary under the toe down Ullman straight. Should make this work. Gets a really good turn in. And that is Jonathan Foote, I think, getting past Marco. Although Marco's going to have a really good run and Jonathan's way out wide in the weeds. Ooh, now that was close. I don't care where you're from, that was super close. Lots of wheel spin from Jonathan Foote's car, and Marco going slowly out of that corner. And getting caught by Callum Mooney quite quick. Has he got a slowdown, do we think?
Not sure. Is this Marco, I'm not driving GT cars anymore, Loert?
I think it is, yeah. And that might be the one and the same.
In a GT car?
Yeah, straight on for Carl Hardy. Should have been going to the right there. So we've got, that's Ben Cullen trying to get on terms with Marcus Blitz. Ben Cullen, as ever, this is what he seems to do. He's up 12 places, more than anybody else on the track. So at the moment, by quite some margin. Marco Nemela says that was quite dangerous from Tice. Not sure which one he was referring to because there's been a couple. I think it was the 3 wide most likely. You can answer Marco's first question on there, Clyde. I think that's in your territory. What is this? Well, this is racing. These are cars. Or is it a bit more detail you need?
Yeah, it's that thing you used to be good at, Marco.
Yeah. Oh, it was the slowdown he was talking about with Tice. It was when he pulled across Paul Burgess, no doubt. So, ooh, that's wide. Marcus Blett's getting a bit of extra track to drive on. Callum Mooney on underneath Marco Loert here, but he's not going to make that work. Yaz getting a bit interested.
Yeah, he's sitting in third in Am.
Yep.
Obviously, it won't last, but, you know,
No,
he's there
of
at the
course not.
moment.
Yeah. It was into Lagos where he did remarkably well and un-Yaz-like, so...
Was that when his wife was driving?
I think so, yeah. Woo! That was Triple A giving a little bit of a hip check there.
Oh, Callum's gone again.
Oh dear, somebody greased his tyres. That's out of the hairpin. Oh, he's been tagged by Marco.
Yeah, it's two that he's been involved in that it was absolutely not his fault.
No. You don't really expect to get speared from the left on a hairpin, do you?
Well, unless you're behind you.
Well, there is that. Yeah. Yes, I'm used to this abuse, guys. Apparently Marco is racing. Oh,
Sender's
no.
gone round.
Where is that? Oh, right, that's out of Le Mans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
2 wheels on the grass.
Oh, that's expensive. I don't know whether it's even an option to pit that car if he's got any... Oh, and then he does the other side just to balance it up. If he's got any hopes of top 10ing this one. Although it looks like a massive handful. He should be boxing that, really, shouldn't he?
Yeah. Sometimes you need to give it half a lap, don't you? Just to see what you've got underneath you.
Unfortunately, when I do that, I crash you within a quarter of a lap. Oh, Marco. Oh.
You know, he could be two-stopping with his first stop coming up after 30 minutes, and he's thinking, well, you know, if I can just keep it on track for 15 minutes, it doesn't ruin me fuel strategy.
Yeah. It might affect his ability to finish strategy, though, so it's a fine balance you've got to make once you've got a bit of damage as to whether it becomes a lot more damage. That's odd. 2 different Paceworks cars in different shades of blue. Either that or my eyes have gone a bit funny. Out front at the moment, Adam Watson has got himself a 2.3 second lead. All the action's behind him though, so we're going to keep watching these and I'll just tell you what's happening at the front. Triple A is now in second with Joachim van Zuylen in third, and they are very close together with Tice Simons. So we'll have to see what comes out of that. Yeah, has pushed Marco round and then lost it himself somehow.
Oh, did he lose it or did he get a tag there from Carl Hardy?
We'll have to see that again. Slow motion would be good because it's Yaz and it's only fair.
So
he gets into the back of Marco.
Yaz's fault. Yeah, no, I think there was netcode there, wasn't there?
That was quite a lot if that was netcode with Carl. There was...
But that's called just desserts for turning Marco round, I think.
I would say so, yeah, I'd agree with you. Not that I like doing that, but I think you got that right. Marco said that Ben heard that he got back racing and he got scared. So this is back at the pointy end, or getting towards the pointy end. Did Yaz get stuck there? That would be good if he did. Anyway, so these 3 who are now duking it out here are letting Mr. Watson extend his lead. He's up to 3.1 seconds now, nearly 3.2. As these 3 duke it out between them.
Yeah, Tice back up into third, isn't he?
Yes, making his way forward again now. And we'll see the slipstream difference without a doubt now, I think. And And Joachim didn't give Tice an easy run for it. He really raced him for that as well. So Tice on the cutback here. They'll be able to get on the gas that little bit earlier than AAA from taking the biggest swing into the corner. He's trying to squeeze himself down that wall. That's terrible. Oh dear.
There wasn't a car's width there.
No. There was not. We'll have to see that overhead. Here we go. Yeah, he's tried to squeeze it where there wasn't room and wasn't left room. So how are we calling that then, Clyde, do you think?
To me, that one's on Tice.
Trying to dive it down a gap that wasn't there.
Yeah, there. To me, there wasn't a car's width there to get through, and there's about 14 miles on the other side.
Yeah. So, AAA, way back down the field now, in 14th overall. So, that's quite a drop in the rankings. Callum passing him into Cunningham here. I think there'll be a steward's inquiry on that one, don't you, Clyde?
It wouldn't surprise me. Yaz is towed to the pits. I'm hearing that the car didn't have enough horsepower to get his bulk going. As I'm sure Yaz is currently in the middle of some eating festival, because he seems to have a lot of them.
He does, doesn't he?
And Marco and Namela agreeing that that was on Tice as the door was closed.
It didn't even look like. It didn't even look like the door was ever open, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't think it was, to be honest. I think Tice was trying to open it.
Yeah, and he affected it pretty well.
With a crowbar.
Yeah. Do you think he was holding his breath to try and make himself thinner? Oh, AAA in the pits.
If he'd have had a poo before the race, he'd have got through there.
Yeah.
David Ayres pointing out that results are currently 1 and 2 in AM. And Ben says Clyde just sounds jealous of those festivals. I have actually spoken to Yaz about how do I become a part-time Muslim for all of these food festivals that they seem to have. And I say part-time because I couldn't give up bacon. That was Marcus Bletz there doing a Bingham.
Yeah, it wasn't full Bingham. He reappeared within a minute. Unlike I used to do in front of Jamie Wilson. And since Send literally sent it on himself, he's still up 8 places, Clyde. You know, it's he's certainly making his way forward.
Well, yeah.
He started out of position, obviously, for his...
or you could say 4th from last in class.
Yes, you could do. Yeah, that's a good way to translate that one out. AAA rejoins the field as Martin Verschluven pits.
That's interesting.
That's the first of our runners that weren't forced into it, isn't it?
That's early for me.
Yeah. What are we, 22 minutes in?
That makes me think that there's a full pit stop and a short pit stop, or 2 full pit stops and a short pit stop. And
right.
Martin is using his short one now.
Right. Okay.
And he probably had some damage from the contact he had, which would make sense to hit
Yeah.
now.
He didn't
But
get hit
wasn't-
very hard though.
That contact was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean there was no contact at all, but I get your point. Marco Lewert now in the pits.
He may have just, made some mental calculations. His car may have been slightly down on top speed or slightly mishandling. And he's calculated that was the earliest point he could come in and get that repaired.
Yeah. Yeah. And Marco Lewert pitted as well after getting yazzed earlier. He will have had quite a lot of damage to get repaired, so he's taken the option of getting that fast repair in. Maybe this is the very earliest, Clyde, that you could put your car in and still not lose out, as it were, not fully lose out.
Yeah, Ben is saying that, it's a two-stop race. Really, most of the people that have stopped have had some sort of damage, haven't they? So it'd be interesting to see if any of the top runners pit.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to choose a place to crash, then Marcus has just picked the best place.
Yeah.
Because you're about...
And probably the best time as well.
Yeah, just before the pit stop, yeah. Right then, so we got AAA making his way back through the field now. The ultimate recovery drive, who's basically last of the running cars at one point, I think. And he's just put Jamie Jeffrey behind him. And here we've got Yoshim and Tice the other way around again now, so he's obviously making a race of it.
They really need to work together, don't they, to chase down Adam Watson.
Yeah, he's got 4.1 seconds now, so he's not managing to stretch the lead massively at the moment. He's just kind of maintained it for a few laps, really. He is going slightly faster than Joachim, but I'm talking thousandths of a second.
Well, if you look at the last lap times on the top three, a 56.76, a 56.76, and a 56.72.
Yep. Yep, it is that close.
He's
Evening
probably
two.
saving fuel as well behind Joachim.
Good point.
Evening to Chris Jackson on the chat. David Ayres is asking everybody's thoughts on hybrids in BTCC next year.
I need that 15 seconds of boost per lap. Even if I'm not in a hybrid.
Don't think it would help, to be honest. It would just be 15 seconds of more likely to crash.
Crash 15 seconds earlier than normal. That's class. Oh dear. Yeah, Ben Cullen is our racing reporter. Still don't know how he manages it. Occasionally he does crash while he's typing, doesn't he? Which is always slightly amusing.
I think the best bit is he's got no idea what he's going on about anyway. So
True. Yeah. So all a bit quiet at the moment because these two are holding station, and Sam's probably right in that Tice is getting himself a fuel-saving tow behind Joachim. Wobbly being dropped now, really, isn't he? He's 3.5 seconds back.
yeah, that slowdown really hurt his race, didn't it?
Yeah, it made him completely lose touch with any kind of beneficial tow. And these guys we know are fast, and they drive these cars almost constantly, so not a surprise, to be honest. And Watson that time was ever so slightly faster than these two. So he's managing that gap well. Now, Ben's car still looks beaten up. Has he been in, he's not been in the pits yet, has he?
No.
No, he's just spun around a few times and done. So he's obviously still maintaining his strategy.
So if this is a 2-stop race, and people are going to split it into 3, we're going to be looking at people pitting very, very shortly.
Yes. Oh, that's when the biggest of the windows will open, isn't it? Uh-oh. Where's Carl Hardy at the moment? So there's Carl. Having to give best to Ben Cullen. And now I think he's back to the position he was at before he had his crash.
Yeah, he's a long way behind Jonathan Foote, isn't he?
Yeah, that's quite a gap. Yeah, 15, nearly 16 seconds. Not unheard of. I mean, in theory, he can now start to tick off laps, but it depends on whether that damage is affecting his handling, top speed, all of that.
Well, it doesn't seem to be, does it? You know, he's just gone past Carl Hardy.
Yeah, just looking at his lap times, he's doing 1:58. So he's not eating into the cars ahead of him, not yet anyway. I mean, there was an overtake on the last lap, so fair enough. So we'll have to see what this lap delivers.
Oh, Carl Hardy. Too
Wide.
deep into hairpin turn.
Easy to do in these GTE cars because they're quite big in your windscreen, and you do lose sight of your brake markers at times. And also tempting to brake just a little later than the car in front, just to try and stay in contention. And not all turns will forgive you for doing that.
So Tice was up to 160 miles an hour.
Bit like formation flying for these two, isn't it?
Ben is saying his top speed is down. I don't know whether that's the damage or just Ben's driving.
So some big gaps formed in the field now. Not unexpected. This is what happens in longer races anyway. They'll all come together once the pit stops have been affected, and later in the race different strategies kick in with fuel saving like Tyson's clearly doing. He's obviously not concerned just yet that there's 4.6 seconds of air. Ooh, that's Colin McAllister making it more difficult than it is. 4.6 seconds of air between Joachim in front of him and the leader, Adam Watson.
Could Tice save enough to make it a one-stopper?
I'm trying to think, and I can't remember if anyone has one-stopped any of these races in the past. Now, Sebring is quite a fuel-hungry track, isn't it? But it also has lots of straights where you can fuel save a lot. So one thing balances the other out, I think. I know people that have done fantastic works of fuel saving around here.
No, so I was going to say the only trouble is if he is trying to use Joachim as to save fuel, his wingman is obviously not saving fuel. So at some point, Tice will be left on his own.
Yes, yeah. And then we'd have to see if he could put in some blisteringly fast laps and close down what is now 5 seconds to the leader. Wobbly's not getting dropped too much. He's still 4.5 seconds behind these two. He is lapping slower, but it's not by huge amounts. Although saying that the last lap was a bigger chunk than the previous one. And the fastest man on track was the race leader last time round.
So still none of the top 10 in Pro have pitted.
And we're on lap... I don't know what lap we're on. 18? 18 is that? Yeah.
We are on lap 18 and we are 35 minutes in.
And there goes Joachim. Is that Joachim or Tice?
No, Tice stayed out.
Yeah.
Adam's in. Joachim's in.
Other Adam is in.
I'm in the bag of roses.
Does this mean your speech is going to be slightly slurred for a while?
Yeah.
Roses? Are you an old age pensioner lady? Are you?
What?
They're old age. They're old lady sweets, chocolates, aren't they?
You know, I like roses.
I prefer Quality Street.
Yeah, I must admit I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Katie says, "Do you want anything from Tesco's?" and I say yes, a box of chocolates, and she brings me back a bag of roses.
You're not going to complain, though, are you?
Well, still eat them.
Right, so let's see what Tice can do now that he's got nobody in front of him.
Pit lane's busy.
It is very busy. There's Gary Craig, Jonathan Foote, Callum Mooney, Carl Hardy, all in there. There's been other people in there as well. This must be the outer limits that we're reaching now on fuel mileage. That's Ben Cullen there, right underneath the rear wing for a second of Joachim van Zuylen, who's now going to pull away on better rubber, no doubt. Is he getting a slow-mo? Oh, he is. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, Clive.
Oh, boom.
Oh, the bonnet came back, though.
And you would guess that he's already used his fast repair.
I think he has, yeah, because his other crash also removed the bonnet.
Looks Ty Simon's in.
Yeah, couldn't get any more miles out of that, but Wobbly can. So Wobbly takes over the lead of this race. Ben Cullen's managing to stay with Joachim, at least for this lap. He's not dropped too far behind him. So that lack of pace he was complaining about isn't huge.
Ben's still got a pit, hasn't he?
He does, yeah. And he says on the chat that there is no chance of a one-stop. He's going to be boxing the car now. What's this from Carl Hardy? Is this another slow-mo effort?
Hairpin turn again?
Yeah, it is as well. Didn't hit the wall. Didn't hit the wall there. Oh, it was Cunningham. And there's Ben getting his repairs done, no doubt. New set of feel goods and a full tank of fuel, and off he'll go again. This is wobbly. Surely he has to pit now. Unless he's got the Flintstones car. This could benefit him later on in the race, couldn't it, of course?
Well, it should make his second stop that much shorter.
Yeah, very tight round that. Ooh, here we go. There's lots going on here. That's Paul Burgess coming together with Martin Verschluven. Looked to me like a hit check or something. He's way back here with Jamie Jeffrey on the inside there. That's a send.
Yeah, not very nice, just seeing it.
No, he's used that Ford as a turning implement.
Yeah, but probably not his fault though.
Right, yeah. Oh dear.
So
Right.
Wobbly's in.
Yeah, he kind of has to be in. Adam takes over the lead again. And his lead is somewhat diminished from earlier. As Wobbly rejoins, I think, exactly where he was. Yep, 4th place for Wobbly. Maybe a little bit further back than where he was beforehand. But Tice is way ahead of where he was and has cut down Adam's lead by about 2 seconds potentially, or 1.5 at least. Adam right there, leading the race into the hairpin and then over the curb cam. And in 3 seconds, we'll find Tice Simons. And then Joachim, and then here's Wobbly. Now we've got quite a wait now. There we go, there's Adam. So BSTV boys well represented in the top 5. I'm guessing, it's Jamie Jeffrey. Oh, it's not Jamie Jeffrey, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, but he's laps down, obviously. And there's the much delayed AAA there. Where is he at the minute? He's in 11th in class and overall. So the first 11 places are all pro cars. Callum Mooney getting a bit tasty with, was that Ben? Yes.
Yeah.
So these two duking it out. Callum's got the optimal line here, but it doesn't stop Ben on fresher, newer rubber, holding that outside line and doing that. Hate to say it, Clyde, that was a very good pass.
It was, yeah. Unfortunately.
There's Yaz Not Yaz locking up. That's probably as a result of the damage on the car from his spin and impact with the wall. He did Yaz the wall. Callum using Ben as a tow now. Callum's got himself quite a tidy lead, 13 and a half seconds or more over Anthony Jacobson. So his earlier trials and tribulations have not impacted him too much, Clyde, in that class, I mean.
No. Obviously need to see how it shakes up at the end. But he could use Ben quite handily here to save a little bit of fuel, make his next stop a bit shorter, and see where that takes him.
Yeah, he's going to have his work cut out catching Ben. Ben's throwing it into corners and absolutely pounding it out of them. He's got a massive gap to AAA in front of him. 15 and a half seconds with the fresh air, which is either going to be a benefit or a hindrance. AAA, in turn, does he have a tow from the car in front, Marcus Blitz? He's right on the bubble of it if he isn't.
Yeah.
Callum for now, keeping in touch. I think you get a tow for about 1.5 to 2 seconds in this car. Or these cars, I should say. In theory, if you're following the BMW, you get a tow of about 8 minutes behind.
Yeah, you don't actually get a tow, do you? You just get an event horizon of a black hole.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, in this world of what is now Porsches and Corvettes, Martin Verstleven is doing a great job. He's in 7th place. He's the only non-Porsche, non-Corvette in the top 13. So good effort to him. In the distance there you can see Jamie Wilson all on his own, and has been for some time, chasing these two down.
Yeah, coming up on halfway. So in your pro class, Adam Watson leads the way with Ty Simon second and Joachim van Zulen in third. In AM, Callum Mooney leads the way with Anthony Jacobson in second and Carl Hardy in third. Still plenty to shake out in this race though, Pete.
Yeah, the cream is rising to the top, as we expect it to. A number of drivers, a number of positions up from where they started. Ben Cullen being the highest mover, or most forward mover, with 9 positions under his belt, from his obvious non-quali start. Then Gary Craig is the next most forward mover. He's currently in 8th overall, keeping it steady, doing good laps. And then we've got, who was it that was up to? We've got a few up to. Joachim, Martin Verschluven, and Anthony Jacobson as well.
Yeah, Ty Simons is slowly reeling in Adam Watson.
Yeah, he's taken out sizable chunks on certain laps. He took 3/10 out of him nearly in the last lap, which is massive in these cars. There's AAA. Finally caught Marcus. Nice clean pass. Or is it?
Not done yet.
No.
Should be now.
Yeah, it's hard to stay around the outside at that turn. That was the one I was telling you. In my last 3 officials, it's those turns there that have caused all the chaos.
Marco says the BMW is running on its own toe.
That's funny. That is good. I like it.
I think we may have a battle for the lead soon.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it'll be, well, Wobbly's not managed to eat into any of Joachim's lead over him. Joachim is only getting dropped now by Tice, and Tice is moving forward in that gap to Adam Watson. So I think the lap after next, I think he'll be on him, if not towards the end of this lap. This is lap 25, and we are now just over halfway through the race.
Yeah, he's definitely in the tow now.
Oh yeah, 1.3 seconds, a little wide out of turn 1 there. Are we allowed? Oh, yeah. I don't need to explain that one, do I? That one's called Yaz is Yaz. Marco says, Yaz, off to another food festival. Probably saw a burger stand.
It could quite easily end up with Yaz Not Yaz and Carl Hardy pulling over and having fisticuffs to see who's going to get to the pie stand first.
Yeah. So, inside a second now is the gap at the front. No other cars are as close as these two. Marcus is now getting dropped by AAA and getting caught slowly by Send Cullen, who's taken 2 seconds out of him in I'm not sure how many laps, but this is down to 0.8 of a second now and dropping quickly, obviously with the tow taking effect. Much tighter turn, or tighter apex there for Tice. With the Jaws theme tune playing somewhere. And as you'll notice in the chat, folks, the buffering and still framing on the broadcast is to do with French internet. Now it remains to be seen what Tice is going to do once he catches up with Adam.
I was literally just about to say that. Is he going to fuel save again?
He could, couldn't he? And make his last stop the shorter stop with taking on less fuel. He's not going to do what I normally do if I catch a car. I'm a bit like a dog chasing a car. If I ever caught it, I didn't know what I'd do with it if I did.
Yeah, does he just want to put one over his old teammate?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mean on track as opposed to doing it in the pits?
Yeah. So he went 1 extra lap in the first stint.
Yeah, whereas Wobbly went 2 extra laps. Over Adam, obviously.
If he goes 1 extra lap in the second stint, you would guess his pit stop is going to be between 2 and 3 seconds shorter than Adam's.
Which, for a non-track position, is a tremendous move, isn't it? Well, he's well into overtaking territory now. He's 0.3 of a second behind.
It'd be good to go on board and see what he's doing. Hint. There we go, as if by magic.
Yeah, internet is low, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And fun fact, everything starts to slow down at 9 p.m. and guess when the customer service closes.
I'm going to guess at either 8:30 or 9.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
Annoying.
That's bullshit, man.
Yeah. Much better line through there from Tice. 1 lap better rubber is not going to make too much of a difference. That's all on your own personal line, that, isn't it? Bit of a defensive line there from Adam. Makes his intention known. Kind of overshoots the corner a little though.
I'm not convinced Tice is trying to get past him.
No, on the balance of what he's done to other drivers in terms of being forceful and passing, I think he's happy to sit there, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Ooh,
Anthony.
Jacobson.
Get out of the. Oh, he's done a good job of not hitting that wall. That's at Le Mans turn. It's claimed a few tonight, that one, isn't it? Claimed he has about half a dozen times. You're going to have to rename the turn in a minute. Semi spinner. Yeah, he's off the gas all the way into the first phase and all the way through the second phase of that turn. Didn't really get on the gas until he straightened his car out. I mean, the other option is just to stay there and freak your opponent out, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think he's fuel saving. He'll get the overtake done in the pit stop phase, and probably have 2, 3, 4 seconds over Adam once the pit stops are done.
Yeah.
Barring any mistakes, slowdowns, etc.
So just keep you up to date with, you can see what the Pro Class are doing at the front, because this is it. But further back, Callum Mooney still leads AM with Carl Hardy in second and Anthony Jacobson in third. So all holding station at the moment. This is Callum Mooney. He's got Jamie Wilson not too far behind him there, just in shot, but this won't be for class. It's still for the points though, isn't it, Clyde? Because it's a points paid position.
It is, yes.
It's slidey going through those turns there. That was Cunningham Corner, I think. Yeah, because this is into Tower where it dips in.
Yeah, we've seen Callum in 2 accidents, haven't we, that have not been his fault.
Yeah, definitely. Right at the very start was the first one. That's the worst time to crash, isn't it? Because the entire field goes past you. It's totally demoralising. Paul Burgess into the pits. Yaz not Yaz.
Still in the pits.
Having a barbecue with his pit crew. Fighting talk from James on the chat saying that David's better than Carl in the result team.
Well, you can't disagree, can you?
You can't, no, but you know. Fact's a fact, isn't it? But
that's when David races.
Of course.
Which is not very often.
No. I think we have to concede here that Tice is now going to sit there until the next pit stop at least. Take another couple of laps of time over Adam and take a shorter pit stop.
Yeah, if it all works out the same as the first stint, in theory, Tice will stay out for 2 extra laps.
You can see Joachim van Zuylen in the background there in third place. We're going to get all four in the same shot. Yep, just about. Wobbly showed his nose at the bottom end of the start-finish straight there.
Yeah, Wobbly's not really making any headway, is he, into that gap?
No, he's losing actually. He's dropped about a second and a bit to Joachim. He lost half a second on the last lap.
David Ayres is now attempting to start World War III on the chat.
International relations have never been so bad.
So 80% of the voters in our poll have got just over half an hour to be proved right.
We got quite a lot of votes as well. 20 votes in total, that's pretty good.
I think 18 of them were Wobbly.
So, Thijs continues to stalk his prey. Martin Verschluven is in the pits now for his second scheduled stop. He triggered the rest of them the last time, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the gap between Thijs and Joachim. I'm wondering if Thijs not going flat out and fuel saving behind Adam is giving Joachim the chance to close that gap slightly.
Yeah, you could be onto something there. It might be a team play in some way, shape or form. Difficult to achieve that though, isn't it? Because you're reliant upon the guy behind you turning the laps that are required all the time.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good job, don't get me wrong.
He's got it down by a second over the last 2 or 3 laps.
And Wobbly seems to have put his foot down as well. Not enough, but it's certainly an improvement.
I think Adam's probably got about another, 5 laps?
Really, that many?
Well, he put it
so,
on lap
yeah,
18, didn't he? So, in theory, he should put on lap 36.